So I deleted the Walmart Spark delivery app. It was just time for me to make a clean break from gigging, and I want to talk to you guys about why I came to that decision. The footage that we're watching right now is just me making deliveries last weekend, which was my last time doing Walmart Spark. And so let's break it down and let's talk about why I decided to stop. They were doing the same thing to me on Instacart, but I wasn't quite expecting for it to happen to me on Walmart Spark. And let me tell you what I mean by the same thing. Every time I logged into the application, they kept asking me to validate my account by taking images of myself. It was literally a photo shoot every time I opened up the application and I wanted to gig. And I just couldn't understand why these people needed so many photos of me every single time I opened up the application. Turn to left, turn to the right, face forward. It was a lot every time you wanted to gig. And it makes me uncomfortable with someone in some unknown place that I have absolutely no clue about having all of this information about me and me not having any information about them. And what I'm talking about is the disclaimer that you see on your screen of them asking me for my biometric data and asking to not just have my biometric data, but to have the ability to store it for 3 years after we've ended our working relationship. You're not paying me for 3 years after we've ended our working relationship. So why do you need my information for 3 years after our working relationship is ended? I don't have access to your data for 3 years after our relationship is ended. And so I don't like the scales being tipped in anyone's favor but mine. I don't understand why these companies want to collect biometric data. I don't understand why you would need it for 3 years after I've left and moved on with my life. But it simply makes me uncomfortable. And that was enough for me to delete the Walmart Spark app and just go my separate ways. And I just took it a step further. I deleted every single gigging application. I had already done away with Instacart because they too, every time you logged in, would want you to do a photo shoot, asking you for pictures, turn to the left, turn to the right, which makes no sense to me, right? Because you have my device ID, so you know that this is the phone that the account was set up on. You have my location, so you know where my home is. So you know that it's me who's using this application, right? And they say it's to prevent fraud. So let's say hypothetically I wanted to commit fraud of some sort. Then I could just simply do the photo shoot, turn to the left, turn to the right, and then hand my phone off to whoever I wanted to commit fraud on my behalf. It does absolutely nothing to offer security when it comes to preventing fraud. I don't know if they're afraid that maybe you are allowing someone else to spark off of your account. Again, even if that were the case, all I would have to do was just go ahead and take the pictures to gain access to the application and hand my phone off to someone else and allow them to spark using my phone if that was what the ultimate goal was. So it really does absolutely nothing to offer any security measure, in my opinion. It's really just these companies who want to collect data for some nefarious reason. And we know that Walmart has recently started this whole thing where they're rolling back their DEI policies. They're sort of aligning themselves with these conservative values. That's not who I want in control of my information and data. I'm sorry. That's not who I want in control of anything related to me, my well being, what have you. So, no, I don't want you having access to it at all. But 3 years definitely seems superfluous. 3 years is crazy. You want access to my information for 3 years. So, anyway, it just put a bad taste in my mouth for gigging overall. I feel like gig work is something that you use for supplemental income if you're in a very, very dire situation. Again, fortunately, I'm not in that situation, and I'm just doing it just because I'm greedy and I want more money. But I decided rather than doing gig work, I'm just going to look for something part time, maybe a weekend job where I can work and do something that doesn't require a whole lot of brain power. Maybe just one day a weekend to offset what I would have been potentially making from Spark. Because I feel like it's a better setup because if you're making $20 an hour for 8 hours, that's what, $160 in a single day, which for part-time income for me would be great because that's every single week. I'd be great with that. That's enough for me to go get my nails done and do whatever else I chose to do over the weekend because I don't have a whole lot of need for extra money. I just want money to prevent me from having to spend my own actual income, and so it's just like disposable income, if you will. So anyway, you guys, my love affair with gigging is over. Comment below. Let me know where you are with gigging. Are you still out there on the daily grind? Are you considering going back to work? I definitely think going back to work is the way to go at this point in time. Gig work is passe, in my opinion. And I say that not to belittle people who are doing gig work. I'm saying that because I feel like you are not being paid for the amount of work that is expected of you. It is a lot of work. Not only is it a lot of work now, they feel like they have the right to own you, to own your information, to own your data. And those things are scary things for me. So it was enough for me to walk away. Comment below and let me know where you are. I'll see you guys again in the next video. Happy hustling.